Greetings, automotive enthusiasts. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Today we have a 1988 Saab 900 Turbo Convertible, and this is the Springtime in Sweden edition. Very, very rare car, 5-speed manual transmission, and only 73,000 miles. So these cars are very interesting. I'll get into some more details as I kind of go around the car, but they only made 288 of these cars. I think there was supposed to be like one for every Saab dealer or something at the time. And so I'll give you a little walk around here with the top up, and then we'll put the top down and let you check it out. And here we got these are the seat covers that were on the car the entire life. That's why the seats are so nice. There's the hard parade boot cover. And then here's all the cool, some, little period brochures and the factory owner's manual. So I'll put the top down and I'll put that boot on the car when I put it down. So just kind of going around the car. It is in excellent condition, runs and drives perfect, and just a beautiful car. So do a little walk around with the top, and I think I'll go close in on the top for you. It's the original top on the car. It's in excellent condition. You can see the fabric is very, very nice. A couple little spots, when tops go up and down, they kind of rub on some of the bows and everything. So something that I did here, I got kind of creative. So you can see there's a little wear right there. Not really a hole, but just more of an abrasion mark. What I did was, I remember back in the day, the old iron-on knee patches that when my mom would iron into the back of my jeans. So I found a little black patch and ironed it onto the back side, so that way it actually protects it and it will not wear any more. And it'll keep that protected. And there's one little spot on the other side I'll show you as well. But just kind of want to show you the top here. Had it folded, so little wrinkles, but it is in die shape. Heated back glass. That works out really nice. You can drive this car year round, but this top is in really, really good shape. And then here, same thing, little wear mark, and this one had a little teeny cut. So that patch, if you can see, let's see if I can figure it out here. Oh, that's way zoomed in. So now it is watertight. Let me get back out there. So that patch is on the back side. Put a towel underneath there and I ironed and just ironed it on. And it's about this big there. So nice and protected, no problems, no issues. If they'd have kind of known when they had some wear there, they could have put something in on the inside of that from the factory, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Here's the rest of the top. So just really, really nice though. And you can see the plastic piping here, some little age cracks in it. And let me do this here. We'll get into the interior later, but while I got the top up, I want to show you it's got a fully finished headliner. Let me grab my light here. There it has a fully finished headliner, and it is in excellent shape. Little reflection there. That's not dirt or anything. That's a reflection off the back deck. But the headliner is perfect. Listen to the way those things close, like a bank vault. All right, so run around here. I'll go ahead and put the top down and start the detailed tour. We'll do a walk around and then dive in. All right, now we got the top down and the parade boot covers on. Do a little walk around. Looks so clean. I really like those boot covers. They just go on so easily. You just put the outside ones on first, and they just kind of lock right into that. And then the middle one goes on last. A couple little deals and a little strap that goes in behind the trunk and locks it down. Super easy, but look at that. Isn't that awesome? It just looks like, just finishes out the car so good. We'll walk around here again. Just let you see it with the top down. Top works perfectly, full power. Got your manual latches up front, but it functions perfectly. Look at that, that is so cool. I gotta get further back. I gotta really take this whole car in. Great color. Look at that thing. All right. So there's a walk around with the top down. We'll go ahead and dive in here. Okay, the 900 SIS Springtime in Sweden edition. Looking across the front here, we do have some few little rock chips that are touched up. Yeah, I won't point out every one. It's not perfect, but it is super nice. The hood, there's no hail or dents on this car. So I'll kind of talk about some of the SIS features or whatever. So one thing they did is it doesn't have turbo in the grille. They kind of made the car, I don't know, they kind of just did a really clean job and kind of cleaned it up and kind of made it. It doesn't have the turbo badges on the side, no turbo badge in the grille, and they even removed the headlight wipers to give it a clean look. And just look at that. It does look super clean. Headlights are in awesome shape. Kind of show you here, there's the park lights. Headlights are nice, no chips or cracks, no BB holes. Grill, really good. Not perfect, but really good. Saab emblem is perfect. Got some water spots on it a little bit. Had to polish it out a little bit. The headlight's nice. And that. And then can I show you across the front? Usually these bumpers are really tore up and beat up, but it is really nice. Really pretty impressive. Nice little rubber spoiler there. And go to the website for pictures underneath. The car has zero rust on it. Super nice. And then here's the fog lights. Got the covers on them. There's the, just pop these off there. There's that one, got a little crack in the lens. But those lenses are replaceable, very easy. Used to stock these lenses back in the day. Probably still got some on the shelf, maybe. I hadn't even pulled these covers off before today. That one looks really good. You gotta be sure to take your covers off before you run your fog lights so you can melt your covers. Wow, really, really nice. Pretty impressive. Oh, that bumper is really nice. Looking down the fender here and the side of the car, I don't see any dents, any dings, any damage. So when I bought the car, it had brand new Pirelli P600 on it. And it was 0 miles that are about 25 years old. But you know, can't run those tires. So I went ahead and bought Michelins for this car. It's a special car, so it deserves the best. Brand new Michelin tires, just a couple 100 miles on them. 2023 date codes. Wheels really nice. A few little scratches here and there. So one thing I want to kind of tell you on the car here, and this is very strange. I'm not 100% sure what and why, but I think the car has been painted from the waist up. You can see just a teeny, and they did a really good job of blending it there, but you can just see a little, let me look at the reflection. It's hard to even get it to focus right, just if I can get it in there. But you can see where they kind of blended. Now, some of these cars had clear coat issues and so on and so forth. There's no accidents or damage on Carfax on this car, clean Carfax. But the top from that body seam up has been repainted. The bottom, I believe, is all original. So interesting, but it is what it is. As you can see, the paint's really nice. Mirror here, yeah, probably got a little bug I can wipe off there. Missed that. Mirror's in nice shape. Windshield is in excellent condition considering the year and mileage. A few teeny little pits, but very nice. And then one thing to note, look at that dash and the lack of cracks. I've never seen a dash like that in years. Header panel's very nice. Not all beat up. No issues there. Looking across the door. Door handle's nice, not a lot of scratches. Very good. God, the car's so shiny. It's kind of hard to get the phone to focus right. Moldings. So the Springtime in Sweden edition, they took a 900 Turbo and they were all black, every one of them, black with gray, black top and gray interior. It's the only, and that's the only black 900 you can get in 88 was this example. So you couldn't get a non-Springtime in Sweden black 900. And so they put the SPG bodywork on it. The SPG wheels is another touch to that SIS edition. And it's just the basic, it's the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, 160 horsepower, 188 foot-pounds of torque. So it's the standard. I don't think they put the SPG computer in it. Here's the rear wheel, little curb scrape there, minor on the outer edge. Face of the wheel looks really nice. And just looking down here, there was one little teeny scratch. Teeny scratch, you can barely see a remnant of it right there. Very light, but looking down that, super nice. That car's shiny. It really looks good. And then here on the back again, it deleted the turbo badge on the right side, and so we just have Saab and then the Saab Scania. Tailpipes, the exhaust is in really nice condition. Chrome tailpipes, tail light is immaculate. Euro Asian. Right tail light is nice. And looking across that deck lid again, really, this car presents extremely well. Okay, I'm gonna show you the bumper here. There's a couple nicks in the bumper, I'll point them out. And a little bitty scratch in the paint right there. And fire truck, sorry about that. Little nick right there. Little nick right there. I'm just gonna keep filming, it'll be gone in a second. Yeah. Little bitty nick right there. So a few little teeny nicks. One little, I see one little touch up right there on the deck lid. I guess I can go ahead and show you the trunk here while I'm here. See, there's those little straps I was telling you about. And the trunk is super clean. Get my handy dandy light out here, and there is the trunk. There is the spare. Never been on the ground. And then I'll try to do this here. It'll be kind of tricky. Got my light right there. Lift this guy up. And oh, there's the tool. So there's the jack. And I'm not sure how this tool thing's supposed to work. I did that earlier. So, and I screwed that up. All the tools are here but the pliers, and they keep falling out. I got to figure out how to operate this thing. But there's the jack, the iron. I'll fix that later, but I got to figure out how this thing operates. But the pliers here, and then whatever goes right here, I'm not sure. I think it's maybe a wheel chuck. I'm not sure. But anyway, I might even have a pair of pliers out in the salvage yard. So put that back down. This thing's gonna be the death of me. I'll fix it later. Get my light here. Anyway, truck's really nice after all of that mess. Here, I'll go ahead and show you the underneath. There's our VIN sticker. I'm not gonna probably be able to get it to focus, but look how nice it is. No rust. I mean, there's not a bubble of rust on this car. Not a speck. And look, even in the jams. Our antenna works. Everything works there. And the lights actually work too. I think I turned them off. There we go, there's the trunk light. Those are actually tag lights there. Closes nice, there's your little third brake light, which is in very nice shape. All right, coming around, passenger side. Let's see what it looks like in here. Very nice. Right rear wheel. They're in really good condition. I mean, I'm not gonna call them perfect. There's gonna be a tiny imperfection here or there. Okay, let's look down the right side of the car. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll give you a walk by. And then I always like to show both angles because sometimes the light hits it and you'll see something one reflection way and not another. But you can see all the reflections in the background. No dents, no dings. Very, very nice. And looks like I cleaned the right mirror. Here's our windshield again. Just like I said, just a couple little minor little pits here and there. And there's that dash. Look at that dash. It's best to show it to you from outside here. It's hard to see inside the car. Another angle on that hood. Markers are nice. And the front wheel, a little curb, little paint nicks here and there. But very, very nice. All right, let's go ahead and we'll pop the hood. And this is cool, it's a reverse opening hood. Okay, I pulled the latch on the hood, and so I thought you guys liked to see, any of you know Saabs know how this opens, but some of you watching this may never have seen a Saab 900 in your life. This may be it. So you pop it, and the front pops up here, and then there's a little catch right here. So you lift up on that catch. See the little catch right here? Little safety catch, and then the front of the hood pops up even higher. See, it goes forward, and then you simply tilt it forward. Is that the craziest thing you've ever seen? And one side note, back in the day, I'd have old Saab hoods, and they made perfect sleds. You turn it upside down, that handle right there, the hood mount is your handles, and you could sit one person in the middle, or you could sit two people and straddle that. And with the way that, so visualize this upside down on the ground, you got wings, that's the front, and the way it slopes, it makes a perfect sled. The thing is, these hoods are so rare now, there's no such thing as Saab hoods left anymore. I've parted out so many Saabs. I've had Saabs for 30 years. And I took a, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, I took a 900 Turbo Convertible on a vacation to Ohio to visit my grandparents. Me and Becky did. Here's a little data tag. If I can get that. Man, nothing's on to focus here. There we go. All right. There's all our stickers. And this thing even still has, it's like a factory Cosmoline or something that they put on this car. And it's just some kind of protection coating that they put all over it. So that's not dirt or anything. It's a Cosmoline, kind of a waxy stuff that they sprayed on cars back in the day. Don't do it much nowadays. It's a corrosion preventative. There's our little fresh air for our evaporator. Cool, the evaporator sits right out here. You can change that. There's some really interesting things about Saab. So the engine here, kind of showing the engine bay, which is exceptionally clean, by the way. And look at that hood pad. That hood pad, I mean, it looks brand new, but I don't think it's been changed. I just think this car's that nice. So the engine sits on top of the transmission in backwards. See, there's your accessories and everything. So your accessories are a little tougher to get to, but the trade-off, the bonus to that is the clutch is actually right up here. And you can literally change the Saab clutch with everything in the car. Turbo is a little bit more work just because you got some more piping, but a non-turbo, I can change a clutch in like 30 minutes. Turbo, maybe an hour. It's the craziest thing. And another interesting note is the transmission is the engine's oil pan. So when you you pull the engine and transmission out as a unit, and then you separate it, unbolt the engine from the transmission, and then literally you can see the crankshaft, pickup tube, and everything. It was always a pain storing these in the salvage yard back in the day because you exposed the bottom of the engine, so you had to bag these engines up to keep the elements out. AC blows ice cold. It's even still got the old heat shield. Battery looks new. It says Exide. Looks like it's from 23, so new battery. We put new plugs in it. Looks like cap, rotor, plug wires are all new. A lot of service on this car. I'll talk a little bit more about that when I'm driving it. Wow, really nice underneath this hood. I'll have to find some shoes that don't squeak. There's our ignition module. Some little vacuum pods. And like I said, the only thing that doesn't work on this car is the cruise control. And there's our little cruise control pump right there. So Possibly, it just could be a fuse to that pump, or the pump, or it could be a vacuum leak. I'm thinking about taking this car to the wizard tomorrow and have him take a look at it. Again, that's just Cosmoline. I didn't had any interest in trying to clean it off. There's our fuse box, everything's accessible. These cars are actually very easy to work on. There's your engine oil, there's your air filter, turbo intercooler. That's super cool the way it's embossed there, or not embossed, it's actually raised and polished. And there's the brakes. They're all new rear and rear calipers, flushed the whole system, new pads, turned the rotors, all of that completely went through the brakes. And also new hoses too, I forgot to say that. New brake hoses, there was 5 of them, I think. Something like that. So there is underneath the hood. And again, to close it, you simply set her down. These are these little guides right here. So you gotta get that little guide right there, and it sits right down on that guide. So that's kind of the preliminary. Then you come around and you simply push back on the hood. You want to make sure it goes smooth because there's little pins that it guides into back there. You can kind of see them. And so you got to make sure that you're square. You don't want it to be out of sync. And then you simply close the hood and leave fingerprints on it like I did. But that is the hood. Very cool. Hope you guys, some of you have never seen Saab before, you might have enjoyed that. Now let's take a look at the interior. And again, the theme continues, the excellent condition of this car. So here's a little bird's eye view of the interior. Again, excellent condition. So here's the door panel, and they actually put leather on top of the door panel, which is kind of cool. That might be a SIS touch, because I don't think the other ones had leather on top. It's vinyl below that, but they put a leather cap on it. There is the handle, and then the little material. This material was loose. I glued it back on, and it shows some little bumps underneath of it. I should have put a teeny little layer of foam. So there were actually, it was a material with a little thin foam on it and then glued to a fiber cardboard panel. Well, the foam deteriorates over the years and then it all just comes loose. And so I glued it back on there, but it shows some little dimples underneath. You could peel that off and put some foam down and redo it, but I think it's gonna be, everybody's gonna be pretty happy with it. There's the door edges. Again, zero rust on this car. Here's the VIN tag, if I can show you that. And there's the windshield VIN number. See if that'll show you. Okay, there's the threshold, nice shape there. Carpets, there's one little spot there, there's kind of like a old repair there or something. I don't know why or what, but there's a little bitty repair on the carpet right there. Don't know what that's all about, but you can kind of see all the floor. I've been getting in and out of the car, so a few little feet prints, but it looks good. I'll show you the seats. Really nice shape. Showing some little bit of wrinkles, like an old baseball glove. But most of these things are, most of these cars have had the upholstery replaced. Here are the switches. And the rear switches, they're a little finicky. You gotta bump them a couple times, but the more I use them, the better they get actually, so not really worth replacing there. Leather boots, good. Little cubby hole, there's your sunroof switch, and the color's worn off of it where you hit the switch. Factory EQ. They've upgraded it with a Clarion aftermarket CD. We have a factory radio that goes with the car. It'll be in the trunk. Steering wheel, no wear on the steering wheel. Super nice shape. Even the door jambs, they got that Cosmoline in there. But you can see that the door jambs are perfect. I'm gonna slide in. Oh goodness, 73,132 miles. There's a little teeny crack down here. Just a stress crack or something. I mean, I don't know. It happens on these old plastic bezels sometimes. Maybe find you a little housing on eBay or something. But all the gauges work, everything works No warning lights, no issues that way. Heated driver's seat, it's funny. No heated passenger seat, just a heated driver's seat. And I think it's kind of interesting. There's your vents, your mirror switches, fog lights, cruise control. Like I said, we'll have that looked at. So you kind of stay tuned for that. But look at this. Okay, again, Saabs. All of this, here, I'm gonna do something different here. Okay. All right, here we go, a little spotlight. So all of these back in the day are nearly impossible to find. This one is nice. The vinyl usually is completely peeled off and gone. And you can see how nice the vinyl is. There's vinyl right around, you know, all that covers the whole, it's the vinyl right here. And it's just basically glued on to that, but these usually peeled off and fell off and everything. Here's our glove box, still has a vinyl on it. There's our Springtime in Sweden edition badge. You'll see it a little bit loose right there, but you can just take a little bit of glue and glue that down, peel a little bit right there. But then there's that dash. You can see that that dash is really amazing. And the mirrors, super nice shape rearview mirror, passenger visor with the mirror, and the owner's manual, I showed you that over there. And inside the glove box is super nice. Everything closes really well. All the vents work, all the switches work. Like I said, the AC is cold. All the modes, all the functions work. And cigarette lighter works, passenger mirror, driver's mirror. Oh, this is an interesting thing. They've put a aftermarket fader in here. Look at this old Alpine fader. I guess the radio didn't have a fader and they wanted a fader. Radio plays good. I'll play it in the driving section there. Antenna works. But yeah, more modern radio. Like I said, you can put the original one back in, update it to a new Bluetooth, whatever you want to do. We're not going to do anything with the radio because everybody's going to have a different preference on that. So, all right, let me shift boot's really nice. Shift knob. So interesting thing is the indicator here on our original shift knob was missing. So the only thing I could find was a whole shift knob. I couldn't find this. And so anyway, we ordered a whole new shift knob. And we got the original one. Comes with the car as well. But there you go. Ignition switch goes down here between the seats. Interesting quirk. Alright, I'll show you the back seat here. And you just push down on this lever right here, and that's your adjustment. Manual seats, there's your back rest adjustment, and then just a manual. Oh, and it actually does go tilt, which is kind of cool. That little lever right there. Right there, you can actually tilt the seat, the bottom. It kind of comes up and down. A nice little feature. Here is the back. Back seats are nice. Look at that, even the elastic's still good in the pockets there. Pretty amazing. Carpets are in good shape. Back seats are really nice. There's couple little spots right there. I thought about having the vinyl guys, touch them up, but I just left them. I'll show you. It's easier to look across. And you can see that the fabric's a little bit loose, but it's all still good. And you could pull it back off and glue it down if you wanted to, but it's not gonna really go anywhere. Got rear headrests, very nice, all leather. Very nice leather on Saabs that they used. Go ahead and set that back. Ashtray deck there. And hear how these doors close. So they're nice and tight. Very nice. And the passenger side. Oh, funny thing is, I got that shift knob in my pocket. Speaking of, there it is. I forgot it's in my pocket. I said the thing was leaking. So I thought about popping it off of that, putting it on here, but I thought, we just went ahead and changed the whole knob. And here is the passenger side. So you can see right here that that carpet's a little bit loose. You can actually loosen this panel up and tuck it in behind there. It wasn't coming out. Door pockets are nice. And there is the passenger floor. Dash again from another angle. Passenger seat. Very nice. I'll tilt the passenger seat forward. And back floorboard. Back seats. And back of the seat. All right, well, there is the overview. Let's jump in and take it for a drive. All right, all of the pictures are done. Kind of racing the light there, but that's kind of a good time to take pictures there when the kind of sun goes down. You get some ambient light. But so here we go. I got the top down, and this is my favorite time, a little after 7. And this is in the summers and the spring and fall. In the evening is when I really love to drive convertibles. So let's go. I got the top down, and I got confidence that you're gonna be able to hear me because I know how well these cars do and how little they buff it with the wind. So got the side windows up and the top down. So let's take it for a spin. The car absolutely runs fantastic. I've probably put, I don't know, I've probably put at least 500 miles on this car. That would be my guess. So we did a lot of work to the car, went through all of the brakes, rebuilt, reman rear calipers, front calipers were okay, turned the rotors all the way around, new brake pads, flushed all the brake fluid, new engine oil, transmission fluid, you know, just basically all the fluids, brand new Michelin tires. Here we go, we're gonna get up on the on-ramp. Transmission shifts perfect, all the gears, synchros, everything. Go ahead and give her some gas. And here we go. Third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, and there we are. The only thing that doesn't work on the car is the cruise control. Haven't really had time to look into it. It's kind of vacuum operated, so not quite sure what's going on there. Could be something as simple as a vacuum leak. Turn the radio on here. Power antenna works. Just another Manic Monday. A little trivia. Do you know who wrote that song? I'll come back to it later. See if you guys know who wrote Manic Monday for the Bengals, sung by Susanna Hoff. So the car absolutely drives fantastic. The clutch, the brakes, the gears, synchros. Because see, look, I'm going fast right now. I dropped it down to the second gear, no crunch at all. First gear, no crunch. And the shifters are, you know, they're not like a Honda or anything. They're kind of rubbery from the beginning. But yeah, see, look at this. It's perfect time. Sun just dropped down, and here we go. Builds great boost. Boost just spools right up. It's interesting because I've actually driven this car quite a bit, and I have to look back at the mileage when I bought it. But you know, this car had been sitting a long time, and I actually did a video about this car when I picked it up. And the gentleman I bought it from kind of told me that, you know, the whole story about the car. So you can even go back and watch that video if you want to kind of see the adventure of me picking this up from Michigan. But the lady there, I guess this was her car, and her husband had passed, and I don't know if he'd bought it for her or something, but anyway, she just quit driving it. And I think it sat for about 25 years. Interesting note, when I got it, it had brand new Pirelli P600s on it that was 0 miles. She flatbedded it to the tire store, got tires on it, and flatbedded it back home and never drove the car. So the gentleman that I got it from, when he got it, he did the valve cover gasket, and but that was really all he did. And yeah, and then we did the rest of the maintenance. And like I was telling you, I wanted to drive this one around. A lot of times the car has been sitting for a while, you know, you drive it around and you kind of want to shake it down, and you might, you know, this might pop up or that might pop up or start leaking or something like that. And I tell you, this car drove, other than the brakes, this car drove perfect from the moment I started and it's just been an absolute trooper ever since. AC blows ice cold on it, and so air works. All of the windows work perfectly. The rear quarter windows, from lack of use, you know, sometimes you'd have to hit the button a couple of times. What's interesting though is the more I use it, like, the better they get. So not anything I'm going to do about it. Just the more you use them, the better they get. But sometimes the button on the rear windows to go up, you know, you might have to tap it a couple of times. But no biggie there. It's got the aftermarket radio in it. We have a factory radio in the trunk that'll go with the car, so you can put it back or leave it or do whatever you want to with the audio system. It's up to you. But it just, the suspension is tight. There's not a rattle in the car. And you can see right now we got the top down, and it's just absolutely perfect convertible weather. I wish, you know, it's amazing how in the Northeast, you know, Saabs are so huge. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where this car ends up. I've got a lot of inquiries on this car, and you know, just kind of waiting for the video and stuff. A lot of out-of-town buyers on the car, and so. But can you imagine right now? The leaves are just getting ready to turn. Can you imagine being in the Northeast and driving this thing around with the heated seat on and the top down and just enjoying the foliage, the fall foliage? That would just be incredible. I envy you guys. We don't get much foliage here in Kansas. A little bit, but nothing like you guys. But the car absolutely just idles perfect, runs perfect. No smoke. Go to the website. You know, underneath the car is absolutely perfect. There's no rust at all. You know, surface rust on like the raw metal components like the rear axle beam and stuff like that. But you know, as far as the body in the car, there's no rust on this car at all. It's just truly a fantastic car. It's just unbelievable. It is really, really nice. All the turn signals. The roof operates perfectly. You saw that in the walk around on the car. I mean, you just don't find these like this ever. I didn't find one like this 20 years ago. And now they're even really hard to find, especially being that Springtime in Sweden edition, you know. Such a rare car. I think, what, 288 of them or something like that. And, you know, it's really neat, all the little touches that they did on that special model. So there we are. We're just rolling around giving you a ride along in the Saab. And like I said, it just drives perfect. That little shift up light comes on. Kind of a goofy feature of the 80s and 90s. But you can just see me going up and down through the gears. I have no problem with the gears whatsoever. It's just wonderful. Well, you guys, I appreciate I hope you enjoyed the overview and riding along. And be sure to like and subscribe. You never know when we might have your next dream car. Have a great day and happy motoring.